Damien, what do you think of the results tonight? How bad is it for you?
Well, the exit poll is not good. We've seen the prediction for our party of about 130 seats, but it's not as bad as it was a couple of days ago. But still, it's not something you should be crowing about. It's not a good result for our party, and I think that we'll obviously have to look at what we do going forward to repair some of the damage in the country, so that we can actually get ourselves back into the position of being in government again.
Are you looking at standing again if it goes against you?
Am I looking at standing it? Well, that'll be up to my own association. We'll be looking at the results tonight and we'll decide. But you know what, we've got. I think that after being the candidate for almost a decade now and being a member of Parliament for 7 years, I think that after we get this over with tonight, I think I'll be having a good rest, and certainly going to thank all of my team for all the hard work they've done, my parliamentary office, my campaign team, and everyone who's supported me over the last 10 years.
Where do you think it's gone wrong for the Conservatives?
I think particularly the issue of immigration has been the number one outstanding feature of this. I think we've not done enough to demonstrate that we are tackling this issue, although we had some very good plans in place. I don't think they've had the demonstrated tests that would be needed before you call an election. And so if we maybe got flights off to Rwanda, if that's our policy, that's what should have happened before we called this election, because I think people would have been then convinced that we were getting on top of the problem. I think without that, we were always going to fail in the minds of very many people that would have voted Conservative. But that was one of the issues that was coming up on the doorstep they wanted us to tackle. We said we'd tackle, and it wasn't quite coming through as that we'd taken it on and tackled it. So I think that it was very clear where people were going to go.
Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you.
Declaration of results of poll and election of a Member of Parliament for the Southport constituency on Thursday the 4th of July 2024. I, Stephen Aronson, being the Deputy Acting Returning Officer of the above election, do hereby give notice that the number of votes recorded for each candidate at the said election is as follows. Edwin Gordon Black, the Green Party, 2,159. Sean Robert Halsall, Independent, 922. Erin Victoria Harvey, Liberal Democrat, 5,868. Patrick Brian Hurley, the Labour Party, 17,252. Andrew Lynn, Reform UK, 7,395. Damien Moore, the Conservative Party candidate, 11,463. The number of ballot papers rejected was as follows. Voting for more candidates than voted was entitled to 16. And being unmarked or wholly void for uncertainty, 111. Ballot papers issued was 45,186 and the turnout was 61%. And I do hereby declare that Patrick Brian Hurley from the Labour Party is duly elected to serve as the Member of Parliament for the Southport constituency.
Thank you, everybody. I do have a few thank yous I'd like to say. Firstly, I'd like to thank the returning officer. I'd like to thank the returning officer for instilling some quiet in the room firstly, so thank you very much there. All the good people who have been counting the votes tonight, I'd like to thank. I'd like to thank Southport Labour councillors, my campaign team, my agent Steve. I'd like to thank the police here tonight for protecting the democratic traditions of our country. Mostly though, I'd like to thank the people of Southport and the northern parishes for lending me your support today. Because no matter how people have voted previously, the voices of local people in support of bringing positive change to this country have rung out tonight. I thank every single person who's offered me their support. There will be many people in this constituency who have voted Labour for the first time at this election. And I want to thank every single one of you for putting your trust in me. I also promise to those of you who didn't vote for me today that I will work tirelessly in your interests to be a voice and a representative for the entire community in Westminster. I'd like to take this opportunity to pay tribute to my fellow candidates, for each of them acting in good faith during the election period and for the positive way in which they have all approached the contest. Particularly, I want to pay tribute to Southport's outgoing MP, Damien Moore. Damien, you've conducted yourself with dignity throughout the contest. I'd like to thank you for that. I'm sure we'll share a rare note of agreement when I say that Southport is a wonderful part of the world, and it's going to be an honour, the honour of my life, to represent the town and its surrounding villages in Parliament. This is a vote for a working class candidate and a Labour Party focused on the priorities of working people. We are going to fight for economic security, for cheaper bills, for safer streets, for the NHS back on its feet, for secure borders and better opportunities for our children. We ran this election nationally as a changed Labour Party, and I thank the people of Southport for putting your trust in us to change the country. Along with all my colleagues in the next Parliament, I'm realistic about the immense challenges that face us. There's no magic wand, but I and the party more generally, the Labour Party more generally, have a laser focus on what it will take to get Britain's future back and to make sure that our best days lie ahead. At this election, the people of Southport have spoken. They've rejected the chaotic politics of the populist right. And it's time to end the chaos and the dysfunction that Westminster has seen too often over previous years. But that will take time. We've had 14 years of decline under the Conservatives, and now, collectively, we embark on a decade of renewal. My last message to the people of Southport and the northern parishes is this. If you want to be part of that decade of renewal yourself, get in touch. My email address and my phone number have been on every single leaflet and letter and piece of literature put through every single letterbox in this constituency over the past 6 weeks. So to everyone with something positive to offer our towns and villages, let me know, get in touch with me. Let us work together to achieve that renewal. We have no time to lose. My office will be set up within days. We'll be working to see how best to implement the new government's national programme of change locally. And I will get on with the job that you've sent me to Westminster to do. Tomorrow, the work of change begins, but tonight, let's celebrate a new start for our town. Southport, thank you so much. You're the best.
Congratulations on your win. It's so historic. It's the first time Labour has actually won, isn't it, in this area?
Yeah, so Labour has never held the Southport seat. but I'm hoping that as a new Labour MP working with a Labour government, a Labour council, Labour City Region Mayor and a Labour Police and Crime Commissioner, we're all going to be pulling in the same direction and we can get some good work done for the town.
Now, you've got, as I said, you've got huge backing from the rest of the area. What do you hope to achieve in your first year?
So I want to make a material difference to the state of the town centre. What we've seen is a degradation of our town centres and high streets across the country. As a new government, we've got priority to work with business, to work with small businesses and with workers as well, to bring investment into places like Southport, to make sure that people feel they've got more money in their pockets and that their public services are funded correctly once again.
How are you going to deal with the mess of universal credit and stuff like that?
Universal credit, it should never ever been brought in the way it was in the first place, maybe 10 years ago. But the lesson to learn from that is that you don't reinvent the wheel from scratch. You work with the grain of what you've already got, and so we're going to be looking to make universal credit better, make it fairer, make it more accessible to people.
And the last one is, what ambitions do you have for helping small businesses within the Southport area?
Okay, so firstly, as a new government, we'll be looking to abolish business rates entirely, equalise the playing field between bricks and mortar retail and online retail. What that will do is help to unlock private investment to get businesses back onto the high street, make sure that our towns and our cities and our high streets look like they're loved and they've got a bit of spark about them again. Because for too long there's been a narrative of decline, and thankfully after 14 years of that narrative of Tory decline, the country's chosen to turn a new page.
Congratulations and have a great rest tomorrow. You've done a fantastic job.
Thanks very much.